One of the coolest ways to cook root vegetables today, and a great recipe for my vegetarian and vegan friends, roasted celery root steaks. This is something you can make with hard root vegetables like rutabaga, beets, and celery root, obviously. What you're going to do is take a pastry that's really simple. It's flour, a little bit of water, and a bunch of herbs and salt, and roll it out, and then wrap the entire celery root without peeling. You're going to eat the outside of the celery root, and it's really good. Believe it. It's one of the coolest parts of this recipe. And you do that with beets too. And it's not an exact science. You can see I had to patch a hole there because I didn't roll it out big enough. Not a problem. All you want it to be is airtight. They're going to bake that until it's tender. You put a cake tester in and see if it goes through clean. And then you kind of excavate it out of the crust. And what happens is the celery root steams in its own juices inside of its own jacket, which is something you call vegetable skin, like carrots roasted in their jackets. And it is just great. And a lot of people don't know that you can eat celery root skin and it's actually good. It's usually very, very clean too. So after they're cooked, you just cut the celery root into nice, big, thick slices like you'd have a piece of meat. Yeah, it looks great. I mean, just look at that. Isn't that a beautiful thing? It's winter and I've been eating tons of roots and I'm not sick of them yet. I had to eat one right out of the oven just with some salt on it. They're so good. It really concentrates the celery flavor. To cook them, you can cook those a day or so in advance. I like to treat them just like a piece of meat. So I'll put salt and pepper on one side, put them in the pan, get it nice and hot. You can see my pan gets a little bit too hot here. Thankfully, I have a hood vent. And just like a nice steak, we're going to add some butter and garlic and shallot and a handful of thyme. And I can put a bacon press on it too if I want to get kind of the real end-to-end caramelization. And then just like a steak, baste it with the butter. This is called arroser in French, kind of means to water the lawn or something similar. And what you want is you want the butter to foam here. And this is the same for anything that you would baste with butter. Just look at that nice color on there. But you can see that the middle isn't as completely golden brown, which is where the bacon press can come in. But either way, it's going to taste great. You want to make sure to keep your aromatics in the fat as you drizzle that hot butter all over everything. Then to serve it, one of the ways I'd serve vegetarian and vegan entrees, I like a really nice herby sauce with this. And sometimes I'll put it on the bottom of the plate instead of on top. It's just a little more pleasing, but you do it however you want. Just make sure you have something nice and bright with it. Again, chestnut mushrooms, because I've been cooking a ton of those. That is a nice entree. And you can also serve them family style. Again, can you tell I've been cooking chestnut mushrooms? And lastly, just like a steak, compound butter is really good with these. I hope I've encouraged you to think a little bit differently about celery root. Thanks for watching.